the class. Today, we are going to talk about words. In particular, the underlying composition. We are going to look at underlying rules that help us compose a word. We know the language, we speak words, but if we look at how the composition of words work and how sounds come together to make a word, this is going to give us an insight into how we pronounce those words. And therefore, when we pronounce a word when we speak in a sentence and we pay attention to these nuances, we are going to be speaking confidently and in an impressive way. So, for this purpose, we are going to look at the composition of words. So, first thing we are looking at is composition of words, and then within the words, we are going to look at how sounds come together to look at different things. So two things we are going to look at. One, underlying rules for making a word, and two, how those rules help us understand clusters. Let's go to look at first the composition of a word, and then we will look at the cluster. So we know the definition of a word. A very generic, simple definition that we follow is a word is combination of different sounds. We combine several sounds to form a word. Here, something worth paying attention to is, can we combine any sound together? Can we put any random sounds together to make a word? Can any sequence of sounds become a word? The answer is obviously no. And for that purpose, we need to look inside the word to see how is it that these sounds are organized. Is there any pattern in it? There is a mathematical pattern. It's a very simple pattern, and once we pay attention to that, we become careful in understanding that. We know the composition very clearly. So, two things. A word is not random ordering of any set of sounds. Number one. And number two, from our discussion on consonants and vowels, what I want you to keep in mind is every word must have a vowel sound in it. So, these are the two things that will make us understand words properly. So, let's look at these things. So, what is the order of sounds in a word? If we say that order of sounds in a word is not random, if we know that order of sounds in a word is not random, then we must point out what is the order of sounds in a word. Let's look at a word and let's use our understanding of consonants and vowel sounds. So we start with a very, very simple word like papa, daddy, mom. So when we look at these words, we see a word like papa. So very simple. Just say the word papa to yourself. When we say, we hear a sound pa, then we hear a sound a, and then we hear another sound pa, and then we hear another sound a. So there are four sounds in this word: pa, a, pa, a. So this becomes, if we have to identify them, we identify them as consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. Keep in mind, this A is an example of long vowel. So, pa consonant, A long vowel, another pa consonant, A long vowel. So, this word has this pattern, that is CV, CV, that is consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. So, a simple alternation of consonant and vowel gives you this word. You will find this sequence in many words like mama, ma, a, ma, a, baba, ba, a, ba, a. So, papa, mama, baba, chacha, all kinds of words will follow this pattern. Not only just these relation terms, but there are a lot of words with just this alternation of consonant and vowel possible. Now, couple of other things to look at. When we know about a consonant sound, we have had a good discussion about consonant sounds and vowel sounds. Today, I want to add one more very specific information about consonant sounds. Every consonant sound has one specific vowel inbuilt in it. So take any consonant sound, the vowel that is inbuilt in it is called a. So when we say pa, ka, cha, ta, ma, take any. You can try it with all 24 consonant sounds in English. The only vowel sound that you find inbuilt which becomes slightly prominent at the end of it is a. That is, when we say pa, we hear a at the end of it. Only that sound. What happens is, when we use this word when we use this sound, that is, when we use a consonant sound in a word, that sound gets suppressed. So when we say papa, we don't say pa, a, pa, a. We say papa. So pa and another vowel a comes together, and that already inbuilt vowel gets weaker. So that the word becomes papa, and we identify it as a sequence of CV, CV, that is consonant vowel alternation. When you look at this word, daddy, you see the sounds are da, a, da, e, daddy. So this is again a sequence of consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. As you know, this is long E. And when you look at mom, so you can have mommy. So okay, let's look at this word mom. So you have ma, or, and ma. This is a sequence of C, V, C. So now you see you can have dad, dad, C, V, C. So look at this sequence, look at this sequence, and look at this sequence. So these two are consonant, vowel, and these two are consonant, vowel, consonant. So likewise, you are going to see an alternation of these sounds for any word in English. And thus you will also find out at least one vowel sound in every word. There could be more, but at least one vowel sound in every word. So you get to see this alternation. The other important point about a word is, you have a vowel sound in every word. You have one inbuilt vowel sound in every consonant, which gets slightly weaker when they combine with another sounds in a word. There is no constraint on which sound comes in the beginning of a word. There is no constraint on which sound comes at the end of a word, and how many sounds must be there in a word. These are not constraints. Now, this becomes meaningful in understanding why only 24 consonant sounds and only 20 vowel sounds together can make millions of words. Keep in mind, the pattern is not random, but still we can have millions of words only with these 44 sounds. The answer to this question is, it's possible because there is no limit on how we use these sounds in a word. That is, what comes first, what comes at the end. How many times a same sound can come in a word? Please look at this word, papa. A sound like pa and a are coming twice in the same word. Daddy, a vowel sound, a consonant sound da is coming twice. Dad, a consonant sound da is again coming twice. Mommy, mom, consonant sound ma is coming twice. So we can have multiple times same sound, we can have more sounds, we can have more number of consonant sounds in a word. So we are not talking about contradictory thing. I want you to understand these two things with clarity. Two things. One is, order of sounds is not random in the sense that it will have consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. It could also be, and then alternation of these things. So it could also be a consonant, vowel, consonant. It could also be, a word could begin with just a vowel sound. So these alternations are possible as pattern. But which consonant comes and which vowel sound comes, there is no constraint on that. And that is responsible for giving us millions of words in English. So this gives you some idea about sequence of consonants and vowel sounds in English words. So at this stage, based on your understanding of consonant sounds, vowel sounds, and how they come together to make simple words or complex words. Very simple exercise that will help you look into that is okay, I'll talk about the exercise in a minute, but another point that you need to keep in mind is keep looking at keep paying attention to the places of articulation of these consonants also. So pa is a bilabial consonant, da is a alveolar consonant, ma is bilabial nasal consonant, and then you have several types of vowels to make these words. Now, the exercise that I wanted you to do is, again, take another set of 20 words, or you can use the same set of 20 words that you have used to do other exercises. It's always a good idea to take another set of 20 words. You can pick some words that we are using in our speech. You can pick words that we are using in other classes, or you can use your own random words. You can pick any word that comes to your mind. Make a note of that, write them down on a piece of paper in your notebook, and then try to write the sequence of sounds in your words and observe how many types of sequences you see in terms of consonants and vowels alternations. Also, see if there is a word which comes without a vowel sound. Answer is, you will not find one, but just try for that. So you will get to see several alternation, you will get to see arrangement of consonant vowels in that sequence, and it will also help you pay attention to the places of articulations of those consonant sounds and it will also help you look at the vowel sounds. Basically, it will help you slow down and look at various different components of at least 20 words. And that way, you will get to know how these things come together to make a word that we speak. There are several other types of patterns that are underlying a word. We are going to talk about one or two of such things today for you to see and for you to develop better understanding of a word. So you will see, so here is an example of a word. Look at this. I have been telling you that vowel sounds are more basic in a word. That is, a word is possible only with vowel sounds. So it is possible to have a word like this. But it is not possible to have a word just like this. So look at this word, English word, I. So it has two consonants, A, and it has two vowel sounds, A, 1, E, 2. And this is the sequence in this word. So this is what we mean, where words only with vowel sounds are possible in any language, also in English. So you see several sequences when you do your own exercise of 20 words. You will see sequence like this, CV, CV. You will see the sequence like this. You will also see sequence of this type. You will see the sequence of this type. I'm not giving you examples of these sequences because this is another type of exercise that I want you to do. Once you have done the exercise of finding the arrangement of consonant and vowels as patterns in those 20 words, then the next set of exercise that you should do to develop your understanding of underlying patterns of sounds in a word is to find out a word which has this pattern. Find out a word which has got this pattern. And then I want to draw now your attention to what we know as consonant cluster. We are discussing words, and we are going to discuss one more specific feature of a word, which we see in words quite often. So a cluster is when two consonant sounds come together. What's a cluster? When two consonant sounds come together, and what they do is, there is no vowel sound in between that. Not even the inbuilt vowel sound that we have discussed, like pa has a inbuilt in it, and ka also has a inbuilt in it, ba also has a inbuilt in it. So when two consonant sounds make a cluster, that inbuilt sound is also gone. And when that sound is lost, the two consonant sounds come too close, and that is what we call a cluster. So look at the examples like this. This is how you are going to see a cluster. This is how you are going to see a cluster. Meaning, a cluster of two consonant sounds is also possible at the end of a word, and in some examples that we will see at different stages, a cluster of two consonant sounds is also possible in the middle of a word. So examples like what? So two consonant sounds are making a cluster here. Examples like glass. Remember, when we speak, we use speech sounds to articulate English words, and when we write it in the form of its spelling. So these, when you apply this understanding to see the distinction, you will get better understanding of these words. So please pay attention to where I am drawing your attention to. Look at this word glass. In this word, first two sounds are making cluster, glass. G, L, A and Sa. What are the sounds in this word? G, la, a and sa. That's what we are looking here. So, g and la are making a cluster. That is, say this word to yourself, glass, glass. The g sound does not retain the inbuilt sound in it. It has lost. That is, in a cluster, only the first sound loses that inbuilt vowel. L sound has a vowel on it. So, gla. That's how we say glass, glass. And last sa sound, in English spelling, it is written as doubling, but that's not a cluster. That's just one sound, sa. And this a is also long vowel a. So, only this one is making the cluster by dropping the inbuilt a vowel sound of the first member in the cluster. That's how we make a cluster. Cluster is a very unique and normal pattern of word formation in English in particular, and also in many other languages. We speak several languages. When you pay attention to our languages, we do find cluster of several sounds in our words. So that's the example of use of sounds in a word and how several words use clusters as well. I would like you to look at more examples of these clusters and how words are made. So, as we know, sounds are produced by modification of the flow of exhaling air in the vocal tract. That's how sounds are made. So, we have velar sound, ka as a velar sound, ga as a velar sound. Remember, ka is not voiced and ga is plus voiced. Pa is not voiced and ba is voiced. So these two are velar sounds and these two are bilabial sounds. So, and this is what I was talking to you, that every consonant sounds has an inbuilt vowel sound with them. So look at these words with these velar sound, two velar sounds, ka and ga. King, class. Once more, the first sound in the word king is ka, and first sound in the word class is also ka. It's a different matter that they are written differently as matter of spelling in English. So, and this is what will be useful when you have done the exercise that I have asked you to do. So, you will get to see when you write king. So, you see ka, ki, ng. This is a velar nasal sound. When we write class, we are going to see. So this is how we write that, and the sequence here is CVC. When we say class, we have ka, la, a, and sa. Class. This has CCVC sequence. And in this word, the first two consonants are forming a cluster, class. When you look at the second one, great, you will see the first two sounds in this word, that they are g and r, are again forming a cluster. We have seen this word glass, g and la are making a cluster. When you look at the words like pink, in this one you have pa, short e, na and ka, pink. These two sounds N and K, pink. N and K, they are making a cluster. Bliss, B and L are making cluster. And bless, again, B and L are making a cluster. So these are simple words that we use in our day-to-day English. You can see the use of velar and bilabial sounds in that. You can pay attention to how they are spelt when we write. You can also pay attention to them in terms of how we speak, what kinds of sounds are used when we speak these words, and what's the arrangement of these sounds in these words. Do they have a cluster in them? Do they have a vowel in these? All these things become clearer when you start paying attention to them. The types of vowels, their places of articulations, their manners of articulations. Are they bilabial? Are they velar sounds? Are they voiced or not? So, when we speak a word in a flow, we don't pay attention to these. But for us to practice a word in English, to become a better speaker, these kinds of nuanced understanding about words, sounds, and sequence of sounds in a word become very useful, very helpful. So much so that we notice a lot of other things as well. What is it that we get to know through that? Look at this. A word like, how do we say a word like impossible? I want you to do the same exercise with these three words. So try to write the use of the sequence of these words. And you will see that the negative prefix in this word, impossible, sounds ma because it precedes another labial sound, pa. So it becomes ma, and then we get impossible. Same thing happens when it precedes a velar consonant. Say the word incomplete. The first, this word has a negative prefix in it, and then the word is complete. So the first sound of the word complete is ka. Therefore, the negative in the negative prefix, the nasal also becomes velar. And when we speak this sound, this word, we don't say incomplete, it becomes incomplete, incomplete. So this becomes a velar nasal. And in this word, you see, you have in this word accident, you have two, it looks like a cluster, but this is not a cluster because first one is ka and second one is sa. So I'm using this example to show you there is a huge variation in terms of writing and how we speak English words. And we get to the nuances of this and the distinction of this when we pay attention to sounds in a word. Make a list of these things and then you will see that in a better way. So with this, we have just started our discussion on how words are made, how sounds are sequenced in a word, and how words use clusters. And when you do this much of practice, you will get to understand the more detailed nuances of this. I hope you enjoy doing this exercise and develop your understanding of sounds and words in a better way. Thank you so much.